We're going to talk about Vajrasana. So hero's pose. I'm going to get down into hero's pose. In yin and a lot of Iyengar style yoga and some other lineages as well, they use sandbags to weight the body down. If you've never experienced this before, it's really outstanding. And a lot of times those sandbags, you'll know this if you have a weighted blanket. Sometimes the sandbags are 15, 20, 40 pounds. It's a lot of weight to hold on the body. I wanted to show you guys a more old school assist in Virasana, that if your knees and your hips and your back and everything is perfectly healthy, it feels absolutely incredible. I would not encourage anybody to do this, but I do want you to see kind of how much you can put into assists without it being problematic for the right person. So I know that people have seen videos of Patabi Joyce and Bikram, right, assisting people in ways where they're like doing crow on their back while they're in a plank pose or in a Paschimottanasana, things like that. If people have the tonicity to their muscles, they have the strength to their muscles, they have enough awareness in their body, things like this can be really nice for people to do. So we might practice this one a little bit for the right individual, So we're going to come into Virasana, talk about this a little bit. So as you come with the hips inside of the knees, for a lot of people, I am one of those people, the gastrocnemius, turn around. Did it? This one. Lift your heels up. So engage this. Yes, this meaty guy right here, that meaty guy right there is going to get in the way. It's going to get in the way of the thighs. So you might just need to lift the hips up, roll that baby on out of there. So roll her on out of there. Okay. I'm going to come down. I'm only going to come down to my elbows because I'm going to have John show you this really intense assist here. So I'm just going to relax back. He's going to step onto the top of my femur bone, not quite my hip, but the top of my femur bone, and then step 1. And then when he's balanced, he's going to step 2. Ta-da. And now he's standing on my thighs. And it's a little bit intense stretch on the tops of the feet, but really what it's doing is just anchoring me so nicely to the ground so that I can find lots of openness in the front of the body, lots of openness in the quadriceps. So despite what this might look like, it actually feels quite nice. It's a lot on the ligaments, but overall, like an amazing assist. Okay, you can step down. So something fun. Do not try this at home. Do not try this at home. You only are allowed to try it with somebody that can assess what's going on in your body. So getting up from that, wow, man, the ligaments are just, they've got some love. They got some real love, but it feels just absolutely incredible. It's like almost like a little bit of a trigger point massage. It'll make you feel a little buzzy. For Virasana, when you're down on the ground, so John's just going to stand by the side. He can point to me if he wants to still assist here. So when you're down on the ground, a lot of people are going to put their arms up over their head, or if they can, that's fine. Where I want to see you focusing is trying to get the rib cage down toward the ground. That's going to have to do with the mobility and flexibility of the hip flexors. So if the hip flexors are, I'm going to say tight, but that's kind of hilarious to even call it that. Because if you can get your back down onto the ground and your knees are still touching the ground and your shins are on the ground, your toenails are on the ground, and then your shoulders are on the ground, you don't have tight hip flexors. But the hip flexors are going to be a limiting factor in trying to get the back ribs down onto the ground. But that's where I want you to try, because what that's going to do is help to tap into some magic that exists in the diaphragm. The diaphragm and the psoas muscle are connected, both at the same spot on the spine. If you can get the hip flexors to start to loosen up, particularly if you have that level of mobility in your body, it can do some really incredible things for the breathing. You have to be there a long time to start to recognize these gains. And for most people, it's going to take many, many, many years, but it's a really fantastic place if you can